Hey guys, this is Bonfrey from L World. You see a pie chart on my screen. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about some stats related to buildings that put out rewards, and specifically Temple of Relics, your Himeji Castle, for example, Space Carrier, etc. So I'm going to just take you through each of these and really not trying to nerd out too much, but I wanted to give you guys a chance to see what daily gameplay looks like in terms of approximate levels of GBs and what you can expect on return. Because recently in my guild, a topic that came up was, should I just delete my TOR, for example, my Temple of Relic? Or, do you guys think it's worth it? And it seems like every time these discussions come up in guilds or in other player discussions, there's just mixed opinions, really, and there's not a lot of objective data. So I was kind of playing around with the different stats that FoE Helper, the extension that I run to, assist me with the game. They've really developed this very nicely. So I decided to look at the stats, and then I can show you over a period of a month, for example. I'm going to show these stats in terms of all of November. I played daily. I did GE5 every week. Was active, very active in guild battlegrounds. Into the thousands of fights. Also did PvP, etc. And I've bought in pretty heavily to most of the reward buildings over the years, but after looking at these stats, one of the things that really helps to know for any player in this game is what are the possibilities of awards, what types of awards can you get from what types of award buildings. So, for example, the Temple of Relic isn't necessarily going to give you the same types of rewards that you may get from the Space Carrier, for example. So, I thought this would hopefully be quite helpful in either your future gameplay of where you're going to spend your FP investments, or whether you want to make some deletions as you look for more space. With all these new buildings coming out, we kind of have just so many buildings becoming available that the space requirement in this game is always something to balance. So hopefully this helps you make some choices, and if you have questions, let me know. But let's just start with the TOR. All right. So the TOR, this is again over the month. So this is showing you every time I got a given award, and then what percentage that ends up translating to. So this is a visual way to look at it. That's great. If you go over here and view the data table, you can go down here, and this makes a lot more sense to me. I can just see a list of here's everything that the TOR is offering as a possible prize reward, and then here's how many I got of those things. So over a whole month of doing all 5 GE encounters, this is what I have to show for it. Now, I'll leave it up to you to decide whether, store buildings, blueprints, terrace farms. I mean, I sell almost everything I get uh, in here, other than I find the one-up kits very valuable for aging up. The forge points, not that impressive considering I can make a lot more than that spending time in other areas of the game. But okay, yeah, 300 forge points. Face the engines I sell. Reno kits, really important, but I only got one over the course of a month. Again, one up kit, got one. Gate of the Sun God, sell it. Overclock orbiters, those are just units. Ritual Flames I sell, Tribals I sell, Terrace Farms I also sell. Blueprints, don't care. And the store buildings I of course keep. So, yeah, I'm just kind of, now I'm going to be thinking this through a little more. Like, if as I dig in deeper to this, if I find that I'm getting those few things I keep from other buildings, possibly more frequently or at the same level, I just might delete my TOR. I don't know. I don't really feel like the amount of things I'm selling in the antiques dealer may not be that compelling. There unfortunately, I don't think NO has done a good job of making the antiques dealer really attractive to um, frequent players, right? Because if it was, I wouldn't have such an excess of resources to spend on items when they come up. Items I want are very rare, whether it's a Sentinel Tower or maybe an aid all, self-aid, mass kit, something like that. So anyway, enough about that. So let's go over to the Himeji Castle real quick. So in the case of the Himeji, again over the same time period, and I'll show you going forward. I'll mention the level of these GBs because of course that very much has to do with the percentage of possibility of hits. So here's my Himeji. Picked up 250 forge points over the course of a month. I got 10 rogues, 20 more forge points, 200, 50 goods, 10 rogues. Not impressed at all by that in terms of the amount of space the Himeji takes up. Not really digging that really that much. So the Himeji in my case is at level 94, and that's a pretty expensive building to get there. Just taking a step back to the TOR, that building, which I don't even remember. Okay, yeah, it's 97, for example. And of course, when you get up into this higher range on this building, it even sidesteps. So if I go from 97 to 98, I don't even get a higher chance by doing that. I think I have to do it every. I think it goes up every 2 or 3 levels, something like that. I didn't really look that closely, but all right, let's go look at the space carrier. Okay, so I will say I'm not a good resource, a reliable data point for space carrier because I'm usually in a hurry and I just don't negotiate at every possible opportunity. I will say on GE, when it's the GE days where I am on the early parts of the encounters, like the first 7 or 8 encounters, I will negotiate those, but it's just a pain, and so I don't get a lot from my space carrier, and being the level that I'm at now in SAT, I don't think I really need it. In fact, I'm probably going to delete it because I just don't, I don't see this working at all. This is just not compelling, and that's something I wouldn't have thought about honestly before I started researching for this video. And my space carrier level is 75. Now, I will say the space carrier has some great strategy when you are, mid tier in the midfield of the game, where you're coming up through AF, OF, and so on. When you're really wanting to push your research windows, like to bring them down, you can flip the space carrier, a couple times a day if you want to greater your chance of getting the special resource to help you get through your research, say in OF faster, the never ending era of OF. It can be encouraging to say, well, I need another 100 orichalcum, and so I'm going to take a shot at flipping my carrier. But in my case, those are bygone eras, and I don't need a ton of those resources, going forward. I need the previous age special good, special resource, but not like I don't need AF, AF or OF and that kind of thing. So anyway, maybe I'm missing something. If anybody thinks I am that is watching this, like, why should I not delete my space carrier? Throw it out there in the comments. But I'm also going to talk to my guild chat about it in our Discord server. So, all right, Flying Island. When this building came out, most people said the biggest benefit of it was that it looks cool. It does look cool. I'm at level 60. I didn't go super deep on getting that thing higher up. I've kind of moved back to working my arc and trying to get it up to 180. So that's just going to take a lot of resources and a lot of time. So here we are at the Flying Island. Now I will say regarding that, the FI, of course, lets you find occasional shards in a settlement. I have given up on settlements. I just don't play them. Gotten a few buildings over the years, but they just have ended up frustrating me to such a degree that I just don't bother. So I don't have to play the settlement, which is great to get the benefit of the FI. I just have to have a settlement sitting there, and the FI will produce shards. Okay, let's get back to the stats. So in this case, not super impressive over the course of a month. I mean, I'm just kind of dying right now. I can't believe it's this bad, because as I play the game throughout the the month or the day, it just feels like I'm getting more than this. So I'm almost starting to question if these stats are really true. But let me change the course of time and see if I can do, like, say, I'll go back to October 1 and go to November 30th. So there we are. It looks like, so I changed the time frame to 60 days just to see if I'm feeling any better about the Flying Island. And again, looking at the data, it just doesn't seem that compelling. So what it's telling me here is that these are the amount of awards that I received from my settlement over the course of about a 60-day time frame. It's just not that great. I mean, I'm getting a 1-up kit here. I got one 1-up kit in 60 days. And, then you have these other things. So I have a feeling my Flying Island is going away soon, along with the SC. But let me do the same thing. October, 1st through November 23rd. Again, you can see it here. So 2, 4, 7, 10, 18. So I got 22 rewards. So maybe one every other day type of thing. And just again, not that great. I didn't get any 1-up kits or store buildings or anything like that. So yeah, Space Carrier's toast. I don't need any of this stuff. So I'm going to be deleting that. And then again, going to go a 60-day time frame here. And I don't even need to go down to the tables. At least I feel like the GBG, spoils of work. God, this is ridiculous. I talk in abbreviations now, like even when I'm having other discussions, like we're talking about Zeppelin recently with some friends, and they're like, who's JPJ? I'm like, oh, sorry, John Paul Jones, or whatever. So it's unfortunately trickled into many aspects of my life, and I'll leave people scratching their heads a lot. Okay, so Spoils of War from Himeji Castle. Yes, I'll just go down here. It's easier. So, this isn't terrible. I'm actually happy to see that Himeji hits more frequently. And of course, I'm battling all the time. So there's a good chance I'm going to get things. And I like that it's giving 500 goods at least one time, diamonds, which is fantastic. I mean, not all the buildings give diamonds. So I think I'll keep the HC based on this. Again, it's quite large, but this level of awards is good for me. And then this is what I've gotten from the little time I spend in PvP. Like I just go in there like twice a day and do the PvP battles. Um, Not really that great. Um, I mean, I think there's other things I get in the reward chests, um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if PvP is worth spending my time on. Um, and again, here's 60 days. I didn't really expect it to do 30 and then 60, but I think it really helps me see, like, okay, across a 60-day period, you're only getting this. So whatever that may be, but I picked up 500 forge points, a bunch of other crap to sell, and what I really needed again was the store buildings. I got 3 of those, 2 renos, 1 up. I'm gonna think on the TOR because I really do need those store buildings and rentals. But now, see, there's special buildings that we're getting as we play along that give shards of that stuff. So if I'm collecting enough shards, then I again might just be able to delete the TOR, because the value proposition on the antiques dealer is garbage, and unless changes it, which they might, so the question is, do I want to risk deleting the TOR, and then a month later, makes the antiques dealer not suck? I don't know. So appreciate your comments on that one. And then there's seasonal events. There's just more stats than we need to go through in this particular video. The the incidents, things like that. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. I want to make sure. Let's see, we covered. So again, Himeji was almost level, close to 100. The space carrier is at 75. TOR is at 97. And the flying island is, whatever. I'm just going to delete it right now just because it'd be fun to watch it. Go bye bye. So there it goes. Bye bye flying island. Okay, now I have some more space in my city. And I'm going to wait on the space carrier to see if anybody has thoughts on that. And now I don't ever have to click on this. Oh, that's great. I can delete this whole settlement thing and go on with my life. Okay. Wow, I feel so lightened by that. That was great. Okay, so I really want to know what you guys think. Like, do you think these stats are bogus, or are good, bad, surprising, shocking, whatever? So I'm going to end the video now, but yeah, let me know. Appreciate you guys watching and subscribing and liking and all that stuff. All right, cheers.